Advertising sounds glamorous, right? Big brands, campaigns, fast-paced lifestyle. But here is the truth. If you don't navigate it right, you'll end up frustrated and stuck. Are you making these mistakes that would actually sabotage your advertising career? Stick around till the end because I am going to help break it all down for you guys so that you can avoid the pitfall that most of the guys fall into. Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and those who are new, my name is Sonali and I live in Mumbai, one of the advertising hubs of India, and I have spent 3.5 years in this advertising industry to tell you guys what clicks and what doesn't. Today I'm sharing real insights so that whether you're a fresher or someone trying to grow in this industry, you do not waste your precious time doing these avoidable mistakes. Also, before I get started, let me know in the comments that one thing about advertising that excites you or frustrates you the most. I would love to know, and also I can cover that in the future videos. Let's talk about the first mistake: chasing prestige over passion. We've all been there, chasing the big MNCs like Ogilvy, Leo Burnett, etc., etc. But here's the thing, running behind big companies is like, it's great, okay? It's very passionate and makes you feel very ambitious and everything. But the thing is, if the company's culture does not align with your passion and interest, you might burn out quickly. Now in Mumbai, most of these big agencies have like multiple deadlines, and they expect you to work in multiple projects all at once, so if that does not align with you, you can definitely feel out of place very quickly. Like for example, if you're passionate about digital marketing but you join this traditional big ad agency, they will focus more on the traditional aspects of advertising and marketing, and you will feel underutilized there, because that's not your goal, that's not your passion. But don't panic, okay? In this case, you first have to understand what is your area of interest, because advertising is vast, so you need to understand whether you like social media advertising, whether you like e-commerce advertising. Then again, there is Google ads. So if I break this down, there is in terms of e-commerce advertising, there is Amazon advertising, Walmart advertising. Social media advertising has Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube advertising. So you need to understand which area you want to get in first, okay? Once that is understood, the next few steps are very easy. And the next thing would be, my suggestion is that you should start working when you start your career with a startup, okay? Because smaller agencies or startup, they have plenty of opportunity to let you grow and you upgrade your skills there, that you like I started my journey with a startup, and trust me, the skills I learned there compared to any other agency, it's very different. Once you learn your skills there, once you grow there, then you can decide if you want to switch or if you want to go for a bigger agency and you want to gain exposure at a bigger agency. But my suggestion is always start with a startup or a smaller agency, because the knowledge they give you there is irreplaceable. So now that we are at it, let me know in the comments if you prefer working for a big name agency or a smaller one which has plenty of opportunities. Next mistake is not networking effectively. In advertising, talent is important, but connections open doors. Like I can't emphasize enough on this, okay? And connections or networking doesn't mean connecting with people on LinkedIn or attending events. Networking definitely means building genuine relationships. And in Mumbai, the advertising industry thrives heavily on informal networks, okay? Like most of my connections have happened over chai at tapris, or meeting someone in the same corporate building where I work. And networking is not about being fake. It's not that you just meet this person, you ask them what they do, and then you be like, hey, can you refer me at your company or something like that. It's about exchange of values. It's about engaging in meaningful conversations. It's about understanding their thoughts, their feedback over something, learning things from them, sharing your knowledge, and then you can ask for favors. You can be like, hey, what, I want to grow in this industry and I think your company has a role, so can you like put in a word for me or something like that. That's how networking happens. Best solution for this is to start attending ad events that happen in Mumbai. One of the best events that happens in Mumbai is Ad Club, okay? And there are so many other workshops that happen. I remember when I started attending these events early, I had nothing to share. I had nothing, no knowledge, nothing. I used to just sit there and I used to listen to all these people with 10-15 years of experience, so intimidating, so powerful, and there was so much to learn, like all these info I can't find on Google or even in books, but there was so much knowledge exchange, so much information, and I felt like I've learned something there. Networking can also mean, you can reach out to someone who you are like a big fan of. Okay, you can tell them how much their journey inspires you, or you can ask them question about their journey, and you might think, oh, you know what, they don't have time to answer. No, people really love sharing their journey. They really love sharing things that they have learned, unlearned throughout, and that is the best way to get connected to someone, because in that way that person knows, okay, this person is not just here to ask me a favor, but this person is genuinely interested in my journey, in my expertise. Also, before I move towards the next mistake, let me know what is your go-to strategy for networking, or do you find awkward like me and many other people do? Because I am socially awkward. I know you won't believe this, but I am. Okay, but once I get there in that space, I just start, like action. वो क्या बोलते, there is this thing in Hindi, like I have this pressure till I jump in the water, but once I jump in the water, I know how to swim. So that's how it is. So let me know in the comments what is your go-to strategy, or if you feel awkward, and if you do feel awkward, what is your go-to strategy for that, because that can help many other people. Next mistake is ignoring the digital skills. The industry is evolving so fast that if you don't know everything, you will definitely feel out of the place, and knowing one skill isn't enough. You have to know anything and everything. In today's landscape, every ad professional needs to understand how data drives campaigns, and being creative isn't enough. You need to understand the tools like different platforms, analytics, ad managers, to execute your ideas differently and in a more creative way. Mumbai is buzzing with brands trying to tap into the digital first audience. So being digital savvy isn't optional. It has to be mandatory. You can spend few hours every week, like after your work, or Saturdays and Sundays, by upskilling yourself and learning in-demand tools. There are so many sites, with minimal fees, and you can learn a lot of courses there. There is Udemy, there is Edureka, there is Coursera, Google Skillshop, HubSpot. I'm going to link all these sites below so that you can check it out. And also, even if you're not employed right now, you can learn these how to build campaigns, how to create campaigns from these courses, and you can create mock campaigns, by yourself, and that will help build your portfolio, so that tomorrow when you're getting interviewed, you can say that, hey, I have tried and tested these mock campaigns. And trust me, whenever a fresher or somebody who's trying to grow in this industry is trying something like this, building their portfolio, it is very impressive. If you're still watching, then stick with me, because the next mistake can literally save your career. Mistake number 4, neglecting work-life balance. Mumbai's fast-paced culture and advertising's 24/7 deadline can make you feel like you have to be on top and finish everything on time. But the thing is, doing this will not only affect your physical and mental health, but will also affect your productivity and creativity in the long run. You might feel like, you have to complete the deadline, you have to finish everything on time, you have to show your dedication, your passion, so that you can get promotion on time and everything. I get that, okay? But doing all this over the top and, working for 16-17 hours will just mess up your health, and then you won't be able to be productive and show your best, So what's the point, right? You have to ensure that you finish your work within that 8 to 9 hours window. And I know it's difficult, because most of the companies expect you to work for 10-12 hours, but there are also companies which I've been and also heard about, which supports work-life balance and expects you to finish work within that time. So please stick to companies like that. And also, you have to ensure that your task that you have outlined for the day finishes on time. Like for me, I procrastinate a lot because of my ADHD, So this one tool, Notion, has helped me a lot, because I list down my task, and there are so many features in Notion and also Trello that will help you set reminders and will help you prioritize what is urgent versus what is not, And another thing is, talk to your manager, guys. Like, talk to your manager about, having realistic expectations and boundaries, and ask them, okay, if they're giving you 10-20 tasks in a day, ask them from these many tasks what is actually important. If they say everything, ask them what is the most priority, because at times what happens, everything is important. So if you feel like juggling and doing everything, but at times not everything is important also. So you have to prioritize, okay, out of 20 tasks today, by half of the day, what do I want to finish? Do I want to finish the first 5 or the last 5? Okay, first 5, okay, last 5 ko baaju mein rakhte. First, let me focus on this task should be finished by these many hours, etc., and then focus on that. So you have to prioritize and deprioritize a task. Just because you're getting a lot of tasks, that doesn't mean कि अरे I have to do everything, सब कुछ करना है, आज ही के दिन करना है, 12-24 घंटे में करना है, फिर डार्क सर्कल्स आ जाते हैं ऐसे, So you have to prioritize and deprioritize, and you have to set boundaries and also realistic expectations. Okay. Also, before I move towards the next mistake, do you also feel like advertising has no off button, and do you know how to manage your work-life balance? Let me know in the comments. Next mistake is not seeking feedback. Most of you guys, okay, you guys don't seek feedback because y'all think it's negative criticism. Sometimes I understand criticism can be negative, but most of the time it could be a constructive feedback, right? So you should always keep asking the higher ups or your colleagues that, you know, how can you get better at this task? You know, where did you lack? Where can you, you know, finish something quicker, or, you know, something like that, because in that way you can improve. I've seen some of my colleagues, they don't ask their higher ups for feedback because they think they know better, you know. Like, see, I understand we know things, but sometimes people know better than us, you know. People observe how we move, what we do, how we do it. So sometimes listening the bitter truth is better, because that will help you refine your career better, and that will definitely help you you know, execute things better. And to be honest, this ad world is so competitive, you know, so you have to stand out, and standing out always requires hearing feedback from people who know better and who have been in this industry for the longest period. For example, once you finish your project, you can ask your boss or your peers that how do you think this could have been better. Like, for example, there could be a question like, you know, how do you think this work could have been more impactful or on spot? Then they will give their feedback. Okay, you know, they think this was lacking, that was lacking. Sometimes there are unnecessary feedback, so you know what to take versus what not to take, right? Now let's talk about the last mistake. It is the most overlooked mistake, but it could definitely change how you are seen in this industry. Last mistake is not building a personal brand. In advertising, your work speaks for yourself, but so should you. If people don't know what you're capable of, you're leaving opportunities on the table. The industry is filled with talented people, so it is very essential for you to stand out. And how do you do that? You showcase your work to people, and that's how you showcase your unique approach. You can build your own portfolio, your own website with your work, and in these ways you have to make your work accessible to all the higher ups, to all your peers and your colleagues, so that they know that, oh, okay, this person, yes, she's working on these things, but apart from that, have you checked her website? Have you seen his portfolio? Have you seen her portfolio? Oh my god, awesome work. This is what people should talk. And if you're an ambivert like me, or if you're an introvert, you can start small. For example, if you saw some informative post on social media, you can talk about that with your peers and your manager. Or if you have had any campaign idea and you think it's a great idea, you can talk about that to your peers and your manager. You can participate in industry challenges. There are so many mocks happening for designing ads, creating campaigns, and there are so many other mocks happening on trending topics, so many webinars, seminars, etc. Participating in these things is a great way to gain visibility. Also, did you start building your personal brand yet? If yes, let me know in the comments how you're doing it, and if no, also let me know what's holding you back. Let's talk about it. Advertising is a journey, you know. It's challenging, it's dynamic, and it keeps evolving every now and then. Now, mistakes are bound to happen, you know, it's inevitable, but what is important is how much you learn from them and how much you adapt. So that's about it for today's video. I really hope you found this video informative, and if you did, you know what to do. Like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel for more such videos. Let me know in the comments if there is any topic you want me to cover. I will be happy to do so. And if you're not following me on Instagram, please do follow me there. I post a lot of real talk videos, funny rants, acting skits, and I'm definitely sure you guys are going to enjoy that. So follow me there. And yes, thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one. I didn't know what to do. Should I say bye or should I give a flying kiss? So I just did half of both. Thank you so much. Bye bye.